First at noon, President Trump is getting ready to deliver his first State of the Union address of his second term. Erica Brown is on Capitol Hill with a look at what we can expect.
The White House says the economy will be a major focus of President Trump's State of the Union address tonight.
He will, of course, lay out a very ambitious agenda, I think, for the working people of this country to make America more affordable and prosperous.
This speech comes days after the Supreme Court struck down one of his key economic policies, sweeping global tariffs, an issue recent polling shows is unpopular with most Americans.
I think the president knows he's in real trouble on the economy, and so I expect him to try to spin a happy story.
It also comes during a partial government shutdown impacting the Department of Homeland Security.
He will call on Democrats in Congress to reopen the Department of Homeland Security. It's despicable.
Republicans on Capitol Hill are looking to the president to make the case for their party to keep control of Congress ahead of November's midterm elections.
Republicans have a far simpler and far superior message for Americans watching at home. We're putting more money back in your pockets.
President Trump is also expected to talk about Iran as he weighs possible military action over its nuclear program.
I think that this is a president that doesn't want war, he wants peace. He's willing to use the military, use strength through peace.
A war in Iran would be an absolute disaster, and Congress needs to do everything we can to stop it from happening.
Virginia's newly elected governor, Abigail Spanberger, is set to deliver the Democratic response. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, happy Tuesday morning, everybody. Here's a quick look at our first alert weather headlines. Again, we've got much nicer weather over the next couple of days compared to what we were seeing over the weekend. Here's what we're tracking out there. Windward showers for your Tuesday morning. Conditions are going to be improving. Trade winds building over the next couple of days. Also, high surf warnings out on most north and east facing shores. A few showers out there this morning and much nicer weather over the next couple of days. A lot of sunshine out there for Thursday and Friday. I'll give you a full break at our 7-day forecast coming up.
On Maui, Hana residents could continue to have low water pressure or temporary outages for the next few days. The Department of Water Supply says a power outage caused by yesterday's inclement weather is the reason for the interruption. Residents are asked to conserve water while crews work to restore service. Meanwhile, on the Big Island, Bayfront Highway was closed due to high surf and debris yesterday, and Hawaii County Civil Defense says all beach parks in Hilo from Bayfront to Richardson Ocean Park and Kole Kole Beach Park in North Hilo will remain closed today. Hawaii Island police continue to look for a man and a woman who they believe are armed and dangerous. 41-year-old Robert James Carmen and 34-year-old Kira Lazar are both wanted on active arrest warrants. They're known to frequent the Kona and Ocean View Estate areas and were last seen last Wednesday in a blue Nissan sedan. Police haven't released details on their suspected crimes, but two other people wanted in the same investigation have already been arrested. John Broadfoot Jr. and Nicole Arsenault were arrested in Ka'u last week. They've both been released after posting bail. Lieutenant Governor Sylvia Luke, in her own defense, just weeks after she said she failed to report campaign donations from a man tied to a bribery investigation.
It is important that I make three things very clear. I have never personally enriched myself or any campaign supporter. I have never granted special favors to a contributor. And I have never intentionally violated campaign finance rules.
In this video on her Instagram, Luke addressed errors she made in her campaign finance reports and announced a new timeline on her website outlining meetings she had with people involved in the bribery case, along with the contributions she received and when. Luke also said she's hired a professional campaign finance compliance firm to audit her past reports. Hawaii's Attorney General is investigating the case. Unsealed court documents shed new light on a case that nearly upended a bribery trial 2 years ago. Chief investigative reporter Lynn Kawano has new details on the steps law enforcement took after a defendant was accused of trying to hire a hitman.
The documents were filed just before the bribery trial in 2024. The records were opened last week after a request by the Public First Law Center. 21 documents unsealed Friday reveal the scramble ahead of the bribery trial for longtime city prosecutor Keith Kaneshiro and executives from an engineering company, including the company's lawyer, Sherry Tanaka. One of the documents showed Tanaka's attorney wanted the trial delayed just ahead of jury selection because of the intense new publicity. The filing included an Instagram picture from a California neighborhood of an FBI raid. The agent was walking by a red Corvette in Tanaka's Manhattan Beach garage. That happened January 23, 2024, as allegations surfaced that she reportedly paid a convicted felon to target the judge presiding over the case. He recused himself the next day. The special prosecutor was also a reported target. Both were assigned a security detail.
When a federal judge or prosecutor receives credible threats, the U.S. Marshal Service steps in immediately. Their job is judicial security. 24-hour protection means deputies at your home, route planning, controlled movements, restricted public exposure.
Tanaka's attorney argued delaying trial was necessary because of the seismic shakeup from the new allegations. In the raid, the government seized Tanaka's 2 phones, a computer, and a USB hard drive. The devices contained materials necessary for her defense. Another unsealed record showed the other defendants wanted Tanaka to get her own trial because they believed the new hitmen for hire reports would taint the jury for all of them. The press is hungry for the story, and it's only a matter of time before it gets leaked, one attorney wrote, especially because the investigation is extremely active. Included in that document, a handwritten letter from the FBI agents that was left on the door of a trial witness. The agents wrote they stopped by for a safety check and wanted to make sure that the witness did not receive any threats too. The trial was delayed 3 months after these documents were filed. The jury ultimately found all the defendants, including Tanaka, not guilty of bribery conspiracy. No new charges have been filed against her for the alleged murder for hire case. The investigation was taken over by the Arizona FBI office to avoid any conflicts with local authorities. It's unclear if it's still ongoing.
Particularly where you have a situation involving alleged threats to a judge and a U.S. attorney, you would think that they would have moved along pretty rapidly. And given that nothing has occurred yet, it would appear to me unlikely that something's going to occur in the near future.
In a previous statement, Tanaka's attorney said she was actually the victim of extortion and paid a man who was threatening her family. He said she did not hire the man to harm the judge or prosecutor. I'm Lynn Kawano, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, Lynn. New information on the 4-week-long Kaiser Permanente strike, which is ending today. 240 Hawaii employees, mostly pharmacists, will go back to work after the union cited a significant movement at the bargaining table. Kaiser said in a statement that the union had been demanding pay increases of up to 63%, but has accepted its offer of a 21.5% across-the-board pay raise over 4 years. This also ends the strike for more than 30,000 Kaiser workers in California. Kaiser says all pharmacy locations will return to their normal operating hours starting this morning. Hawaii Island Police held a ceremony to welcome their new 4-legged recruit this morning.
Being a canine handler is probably the greatest job on the planet. It really is. It's a matter of trust. You have to trust and believe in your dog. We have narcotics canines here and we have scent canines here. One of the very first things you learn when you go to narcotic canine or any kind of canine school is trust your dog. They are pure and humble and they don't need your opinion.
Well, it's good to have multiple. So sometimes that trainer, he may be on vacation, the dog may be down, if their dog gets injured, vice versa. So having 2 canines on the island, wish we got more, just makes more sense, gives us better opportunity, better chances of locating a missing person.
Now this is Trina. She is a scent tracking dog and was trained specifically to track missing keiki. Although she was recently deployed to find a missing kupuna and we're told the man was found within minutes. Trina cost $25,000 and was paid for completely by donations from the community and the Hawaii Island Canine Association. A Head On, This Is Now. Nancy Guthrie's family offers a $1 million reward for information leading to the 84-year-old's recovery. The latest video posted by Savannah in 2 minutes. Plus this.
An inside look at Jeffrey Epstein's emails and links to Hawaii.
Troubling emails show associates of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein vacationed here in Hawaii. Mahilani Richardson spoke to advocates who try to help survivors of sex trafficking.
The emails of late convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein can be viewed on a public website called Gmail, created by 2 tech innovators.
You can search names, you can search location.
Advocates with Ho'ola Napua, a Hawaii nonprofit which cares for survivors of sex trafficking, have seen the emails. In one, Epstein is asked about an architect, and he said, quote, "Hawaii difficult to deal with."
This is an email that Jeffrey Epstein wrote.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
We searched the Epstein emails with common local words like Hawaii, Honolulu, Maui, and Kona. Now, H&N didn't see any evidence that Epstein traveled here or that any crime was committed, but his associates vacationed here.
This issue of exploitation of children and trafficking of individuals happens here.
The subject of one email is called Special Request. A man tells Epstein, "Was my request for an unredacted woman's name something that was doable? Spent the day out in the ocean, swimming with whales. ST is pretty, but I have to say Maui is simply stunning."
What can appear as harmless and something that's just regular communication is actually code for other things that could be going on.
A thank you email from another man said, quote, "On our way back from Hawaii, hope today's trip to LSJ went well." Little St. James is Epstein's private island in the Caribbean, allegedly used for underage sex crimes.
To hear Little St. James and then Hawaii being mentioned in the same breath of an email, it's jarring, because we now know through hindsight what these men were doing.
Another email from Sultan bin Sulayem said, "Going to San Diego to see wife number 1. Stay 5 days, then back to wife number 2 in Honolulu." CBS News reported earlier this month a man with the same name pictured here was the head of one of the world's largest port operators and had been removed from his position after revelations about his ties to Epstein.
I mean, initially it just made me angry. right? As a parent, it's like almost appalling to know that these things have happened. You see that power and influence play a heavy role in these things.
Advocates with Ho'olanapua hope people wake up after seeing the emails.
There isn't the choice to look away anymore because this has invaded our communities.
Mahialani Richardson, Hawaii News Now.
Savannah Guthrie released a new video this morning offering a $1 million reward for her mother's return, while also acknowledging for the first time that her mother may no longer be alive. Jonathan Vigliotti is outside Nancy Guthrie's house in Tucson, Arizona, with the latest.
We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone.
In an emotional new video, Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie said her family realizes their mother, Nancy Guthrie, may no longer be alive, but they still need to know what happened to her.
We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery.
The FBI Phoenix field office posted about the Guthrie's $1 million reward offer to get the message out widely.
Anyone that might have information who might have been scared to come forward. What if it implicates me? Right. She's saying, don't worry about that. Any information, there's a reward.
4 weeks into the search for Nancy Guthrie, new details are also emerging about the suspect in this chilling doorbell camera video outside her front door. A law enforcement source now confirms to CBS News this masked man appears to have been at her home earlier than February 1st, the night police believe Guthrie was kidnapped. The information was first reported by ABC News. In one of the images released by the FBI, he's seen without a backpack here on the left, which is believed to have been captured prior to February 1st. In a statement late Monday night, the Pima County Sheriff's Office said in part, there is no date or timestamp associated with these images. Therefore, any suggestion that the photographs were taken on different days is purely speculative. And the sheriff last week telling me it is possible that the suspect in the video had an accomplice who could have already been in the home. At this point, still no suspect or suspects have been identified as the search continues into week 4. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Tucson, Arizona.
Hey, aloha. Coming up today, it's my show, Kuka Kuka with Naka. We'll be sitting down with Dr. Kalani Makekau-Whitaker to talk about how we learn Olelo Hawaii. Catch Kuka Kuka with me on the HNN streaming app, available on Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire.
First Alert Weather with Drew Davis.
Well, happy Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Here's what we're tracking again in our First Alert Weather headlines. Again, much nicer weather over the next couple of days compared to what we were seeing this past weekend. Lots of rain out there on Saturday and Sunday, but more windward showers throughout Tuesday morning, drying up this afternoon. Our conditions are going to be improving. Trade winds are building out there. High surf warning currently up for north and east facing shores. Let's just give you a quick look at the island by island forecast through the rest of Tuesday. Scattered showers and partly sunny conditions over on the Garden Isle. Moving down to Oahu, 79 in town and seeing around 73 for a high in Kaneohe with some windward showers out there. Some areas that do see the sun poking through, like Maui County, will get a little bit warmer. 78 over in Kihei, breezy out there. Moving over to Hawaii Island, 81 in Kailua Kona. Spinning around to the Hilo side, 72 and mostly cloudy over the eastern side of the island. However, still seeing scattered showers up near Waimea and parts of Honoka'a. As we're going forward in our First Alert Futurecast, you're still going to be seeing some sprinkles out there over the next couple of hours. Getting into this afternoon, after this show, you're really going to see the sunshine poking out in the sky. A little bit more rainfall for the eastern half of the state. Sunnier for Oahu and Kauai and Ni'ihau out there. This is Thursday around 3 a.m. Maybe a few sprinkles in the overnight Thursday into early Friday morning. Now, our First Alert windcast, the trade winds are back. You can see pretty breezy out there throughout the next couple of days, between 10 to 15 miles per hour going into this afternoon, and a little bit breezier in some spots, maybe seeing some sustained winds over parts of Maui, getting closer to that 20 mile per hour range. This gets weaker going into the overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Once again, breezy into Thursday afternoon, but winds will be weakening as we're going into this weekend. Again, we've got another chance for rainfall Sunday into Monday. I'll show you that on our 7-day forecast, but again, I want to touch on that high surf warning. North and east facing shores through 6 p.m. on Tuesday under a high surf warning, high surf advisories along the Kohala coast and parts of Maui County. So large surf out there that we're watching pretty closely. Here's the actual numbers. Surf and shoreline forecast: 20 to 25 on north facing shores, east facing shores 12 to 16 for your Tuesday evening. West-facing shores are around 5 to 7, all slowly dropping out there. Now, our 7-day forecast, we've got Monday still kind of highlighted in red. Another system's going to be moving in as we're going into the back half of this weekend, maybe for the western half of the state. Long-range models are still fine-tuning some of the details, but look at this. Much nicer weather throughout the next couple of days. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, lots of sunshine out there. Saturday and Sunday, light winds. Kona winds for Sunday. Temperatures in the upper 70s, warming up into the 80s going into this weekend.
Coming up today at 12:30, it's Spotlight Now.
We'll be talking to Queen CEO Jason Chang about the potential partnership between Hawaii Pacific Health and HMSA.
Catch Spotlight Now on the H&M streaming app, available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire.
want to say, who do we have here? You got your whole entourage. Who do we, from all over the place, right?
Yes, so I have my family here, all the way from Japan, all the way from Maui.
Very good.
And then all the way from Japan, I have my friends here.
And I know I'll give a disclosure. Your voice, my voice has been going in and out too, but you lost your voice probably because you're running around chasing this one and all kinds of stuff, and hopefully getting celebrated and rested for what could be a really great competition. The window's open till March 5th, but if we wanted to look out at the ocean right now, I know things cleaned up quite a bit since yesterday, but still a little brown. Still a little brown, and really the swell's coming in the wrong direction. Is that true?
Yes, this swell is way too north, so we kind of want northwest or maybe northwest could be good too.
Yeah, and so we're hoping for early next week conditions to improve. But that's the thing about Pipeline. It's a wild wave, and you never kind of know. The things are always changing. So I want to show some video of when was this, and tell me what when the competition was, and walk us through what's happening here.
Yes, so this wave was I caught back in last year, and it was at the Pipeline. It was a beautiful day, and it was kind of big, and I was gonna do a roll, and it ended up like air forward somehow. It's kind of funny, but I thought it's cool. So.
Yeah, she said, I don't like watching that video. It's scary. Well, because, it looked almost like, you had hurt yourself, and you could have. It's a dangerous sport, right?
Yes, totally. Like bodyboarding, it's like, of course, paragliding too, but we do a lot of airs.
Yeah.
So definitely come with a danger too.
Very good. And then, I want to talk, you've decided to move to Hawaii. You live on Maui now, originally from Japan.
Yes.
Was this sport part of what brought you here?
Oh, definitely. Bodyboarding has been really deep culture in Japan. So it's here. So like we have like a really nice bridge. So everybody come here dreaming about to surf this place.
Because there's no wave like this in the world, right?
Yeah, no, quite close.
Yeah, so hopefully things improve condition-wise, and you'll get out there. But until then, resting and enjoying time with the family, right?
Thank you so much.
Very good. Ayaka Suzuki, thank you for being with us, everybody. Wave goodbye. Arigato. Thank you for being with us this morning. We'll send things back into the studio for now, and keep your eye on the Instagram account HPBC 2026, HPBC 2026, for the latest conditions and whether or not the contest will run. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Case, and thank you for watching. This is Now, more news first at 4 right here on KHNL.